A Falcon Ridge neighborhood rocked by a fire and explosion.
Well, it's one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
The business delivery prompting hazardous materials crews, an evacuation, and streets to be closed off in the southwest.
He was so loved by so many people.
And mourning, a 20-year-old Calgarian, the latest motorcyclist killed on our streets.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla DiGiuseppe.
Good evening. A fiery explosion in the northeast community of Falcon Ridge rocked neighbors on a residential street and left one townhome completely gutted. The fire was so intense and fast, it's remarkable everyone in the residence got out safely and no one outside was hurt. Just moments before that explosion, the lone police officer was telling people who were watching the fire engulfing that home to get back. Calgary Fire say they responded to reports of an explosion and were met with heavy smoke and flames this afternoon. It's believed to have started on the deck. 3 adults in the home, 2 men and a woman with limited mobility managed to escape the fast-moving fire unharmed.
Their mom, they just got her pulled out just before the explosion. So it was the explosion was really scary.
So I grabbed the fire extinguisher, 2 of them actually, and I go across the road and I don't know, I just tried to put it out.
These units are vinyl siding, so when it starts on the exterior, it moves up vinyl siding quite rapidly.
The investigation into what sparked the fire is ongoing. Residents from 3 other evacuated units were told they could return home later tonight. A dog and a cat were rescued. 1 cat remains missing. Several city streets just off McLeod Trail by 47th Street Southwest remains blocked off by police tonight for a hazardous materials investigation. The investigation, now almost into its 12th hour, started when a delivery intended for a business raised some red flags for employees. They called 911 around noon. Calgary Police, along with its tactical and bomb squad techs, Calgary Fire and its hazardous materials disposal unit attended. A 200-meter radius was blocked off and 15 people were evacuated from the immediate area. Police say this is not being treated as a threat or criminal investigation. Crews spent the day trying to decipher what is inside the containers that were left outside the businesses and how best to safely dispose of it. Police tell CTV News it will likely be sometime on Tuesday when that will happen. We will continue to follow this developing story as it unfolds. We'll have updates also on our website, ctvnews.ca/Calgary. Brooks RCMP are searching for a driver who struck and killed a man and took off. Mounties were checking out an abandoned vehicle on the Trans-Canada Highway about 20 kilometers east of Brooks Monday morning. The vehicle was damaged and the doors were open. Officers found the victim, a 30-year-old man, nearby. Investigators believe the man struck an animal and got out of his vehicle and was struck by a passing vehicle. That driver did not stop. Police are looking for a gray or silver Volkswagen with damage to the driver's side. A fiery crash last night in Rocky View County has claimed the life of a 28-year-old bicycle man. Mounties say a Ford pickup failed to stop at the intersection of Highway 9 and Highway 564 and collided with a semi-truck. That's near Delacour. The driver of the semi was unhurt. Police closed the intersection for several hours to investigate. It reopened this morning. A former Calgary MLA says he and his family are heartbroken over the death of their son, who was killed in a motorcycle crash. A memorial of flowers dropped off by mourners and photos of 20-year-old Arjun Singh Gill and his friends were posted to the traffic post adorned the intersection where the young man died on Sunday. Arjun Singh was critically injured late Sunday night after his motorcycle struck an SUV at that intersection of 16th Avenue and 10th Street Northwest. Police say the young man was speeding and failed to stop at a red light when he hit the vehicle. He was rushed to hospital where he died shortly after. Arjun is the eldest son of former UCP turned Independent Calgary Greenway MLA Prab Gill. Friends of the young man say he was very loved and he would help anyone.
It doesn't feel real that he's gone, and 20 is a really young age.
He was just a really genuine soul, like she said. He was always funny. He'd upbring all his friends. He was there for us, like, no matter what.
Friends of Arjun Singh Gill tell us they will be gathering just outside this weekend to honor him and say they will do a ride in his memory. A celebration of life will be held this Sunday. A 20-year veteran of the Calgary Police Service is facing theft and fraud charges. Constable Bradley Tepper is accused of stealing from hardware stores in the Calgary area. It's alleged the fraud and thefts happened over a one-year period. More than $10,000 worth of items were stolen. The 52-year-old has been relieved from duty. Alberta teachers and the province resume bargaining today in an effort to avoid a looming strike. When students do go back to class, there will be some curriculum changes. The YWCA says sexual health education in schools is about much more than just the birds and the bees. And that's why it's launching an awareness campaign to remind parents to opt in to sex ed this fall. It's a new change in procedure. Jacqueline Wilson has more.
Stacey Ashton with the YWCA worries the new opt-in provincial policy for sexual health education in schools could leave some children out.
Given our larger newcomer population in Calgary, we're going to see issues like language barriers and understanding of what the curriculum is. We're going to see it make it easy for people to miss forms.
That's why the YWCA is launching an awareness campaign, urging parents to opt in to sex ed this year.
It's more than just about biology. It's about healthy relationships. It's about consent. It's about setting boundaries and healthy relationships in the future.
Education is key, says Shannon Johansson, who supports young mothers through the High Banks Society.
What they're sharing with me is that they had more knowledge and power when they were in school. It maybe could have prevented their teenage pregnancies.
Alberta's 10-year average for babies born to mothers between the ages of 10 and 15 years old is 31. The number dipped during the pandemic but started rising again.
Part of protecting them is educating them. And so we want to make sure that we're advocating for our youth in a good way and ensuring that they are able to have the resources and access to meaningful educational opportunities to help keep them safe and healthy and happy long term.
In reaction to the YWCA campaign, the province says it believes parents should be fully informed and engaged in their child's education, and the changes strengthen parental involvement.
When it comes to it being in the curriculum, I should be aware of what exactly they are being taught.
I do believe that there are certain things that need to come from the family, because families will all have different cultural, spiritual, religious perspectives.
Sex ed starts as early as grade 4 in Alberta. The YWCA says that each school will have its own process for collecting consent, but parents and caregivers should receive communication this fall. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
A man is recovering after he was attacked by a grizzly bear near Cardston. It happened Saturday afternoon when the man was fishing on the St. Mary's River. Fish and wildlife officers believe the bear was acting defensively because she had 2 cubs with her. The man has been released from hospital. Bear traps and trail cameras have been set up in the area, but officials believe the bears have moved on. A heat warning is now in effect for the city of Calgary and area. Much of the province is at or near the 30-degree mark this week. Businesses that rely on summer weather are finally cashing in on this late summer heat wave. Here's Terry Fakowski.
It's the perfect way to spend a hot day. The problem is there hasn't been many of them this summer.
Really wet and rainy almost every day.
Calgary recorded its 3rd wettest July on record, slashing business at Riverside Rafting by 60%.
July, the worst month. Usually our best month, but this year was the worst month.
But business is now blowing up amid the hot spell, and Atui is hoping it will help keep him afloat.
I don't think I would make up for the season, but I'll make up a little bit, so I'll be happy with that.
People are also making up for lost time at Calgary's outdoor pools.
We love coming here, and it's been nice when it's sunny and not rainy.
My favorite part of the pool is doing cool tricks and also swimming.
And you can swim longer this year. The warm weather helping to extend the season at the city's Mount Pleasant and South Calgary outdoor pool locations.
You know, if you want to try something different, you know, we encourage you to try a fall lesson in the outdoor pools. And they are heated.
From the pool to the patio, restaurants are happy to see more customers coming out after the last few months wet weather kept them home.
It hurt the bottom line a bit, but we're glad to see August has heated up, and we're looking forward to maybe a hotter September and October as well.
A similar scoop for the folks at Village Ice Cream, who are now seeing a steady stream of sweet tooths after things slowed down during their usual busiest season.
July was probably one of the slowest months that we've had, I think, since 2018. So we were hoping for better, but you know, August is proving to make up in spades for it.
With no better way to escape the heat than with a sweet treat. What is the best way to cool down?
Ice cream.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News, Calgary.
Here's a burst of summer for the kiddies to enjoy before they all head back to school next week. If you thought today was hot, tack on another couple of degrees, and that's what we're looking at for tomorrow. In fact, for the next couple of days for daytime highs. So we'll crack that 30-degree mark in the city, mainly sunny skies, and then later in the day you may notice a few clouds creep in, much like today. Calm winds. It will be hot for the rest of this week, really. I'll show you that coming up.
Thank you, Danielle. A small Calgary business never thought social media would lead to a trip to California to drop off work for a rock star. A phone call from Paul Stanley, the lead singer of Kiss, kicked off a year-long project and special surprise. Jordan Canigan has more.
Wow. I mean, look at...
Paul Stanley is used to dazzling other people, but it was the Kiss frontman who was impressed by a Calgary company last month.
It's a piece of art.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
You guys killed it.
You guys.
Thank you.
The rock star took delivery of a custom-made table from Black Forest Wood Company. The Calgary family-run business worked with Stanley to design and build the piece over the last year.
It's 15.5 feet long, 5 feet wide, ended up weighing probably about 1,000 pounds for the top. It's made with a walnut burl and resin, and then we've got this custom X base that we constructed to sit beneath it.
Wood was sourced from Oregon to be worked on in Calgary. Then the table was shipped down to Beverly Hills. It took about a dozen people just to lift it into the rocker's home.
It was an amazing feeling because I was pretty confident he was going to be happy with it, but I really truly didn't expect him to basically put on a show for us and really just show his admiration for the piece.
Stanley opted for a custom high gloss finish on the resin and matte finish on the wood. That alone took about a week. The reaction from the lead singer made it all worth it.
Paul Stanley actually made us all feel quite comfortable. He was on an equal level with us, and it kind of took away from that anxiety. It was just more excitement, more so than a discomfort at all.
The crew also surprising Stanley with a custom guitar made out of maple burl, meaning their work could one day make it up onto the big stage. Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
Amazing. Just ahead, a growing number of young people need food, breakfast, especially how the Calgary Food Bank and the Breakfast Club of Canada are stepping up to help.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A 12-year-old boy is in hospital after being struck by an electrical wire. It happened southeast of Edmonton near the village of Warburg. Just before 3 today, STARS responded to the scene and airlifted the boy to the University of Alberta Hospital, where he was listed in critical condition. Fortis Alberta reported an unplanned outage in the same area where the boy was found. The Calgary Food Bank says it's bracing for a busy time of year with back to school. Volunteers are preparing meals for the Breakfast Club of Canada, which is feeding the highest number of children in its history. And that demand is only expected to grow. Stephanie Thomas explains.
Volunteers are preparing breakfast items to be distributed to 26 schools across Calgary in time for students heading back to school next week. The Calgary Food Bank partners with the Breakfast Club of Canada to feed about 7,900 students, and that number is expected to climb this fall.
We've been seeing a higher number of students accessing our programs more frequently throughout the week. Instead of just coming one time, they are coming every day.
She says they rely on data released in May from Statistics Canada. Alberta has seen the sharpest rise in food insecurity in just 1 year, up 30%. Coordinators say the economy is playing a major role.
And that's due to inflation, cost of living, the tariffs on our just household goods.
Obviously huge increases in need in the student base, but of course just huge increases in need across the population.
Vibrant Communities Calgary is also seeing high rates of food insecurity, limited or uncertain access to adequate food. In 2023, 32% of Calgary households struggle to find food, almost doubling in 5 years. Calgary Food Bank officials say they are busier than ever, providing emergency hampers for clients of all ages.
For us, in the emergency food hampers that we provide, nearly 30% of our clients and the folks that we're feeding are students and young people.
Compounding the push for more donations for both organizations.
Everything has a tipping point, and I think we're getting awfully close.
Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
The Calgary International Pin Club is organizing its 35th annual Festival of Pins that takes place this weekend. Collectors are looking through their collections to see what they can trade at the two-day event. The club formed after the 1988 Winter Olympic Games when the pin trading craze really took off. Now members have branched out and are collecting a variety of pins, not just ones from the Olympics. This year, the festival is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the beaver becoming the official symbol of Canada. The Festival of Pins is a free event and will be held Saturday and Sunday at the Legion on Horton Road Southwest. We've posted more information about the event on our website. Maintaining peak performance and avoiding injury are critical to dancers with Alberta Ballet. Now a new program will help with that. The new program is called Peak Dance, with services provided by the local sports injury clinic, Peak Health and Performance. Medical experts will be on site at the studio throughout the season in a new effort to ensure dancers remain healthy during their intense training.
The demands on their bodies are absolutely incredible. I don't know any professional athletes that train as hard as they do. And so we really needed to come to them with an integrated team of chiropractors, physiotherapists, massage therapists.
I can just pop in and be like, hey, this calf is bugging me, and we can work on it quickly, and then I'm right back into the studio. So it's just like a constant conversation with all of the Peak staff in order to keep the whole team moving forward.
Alberta Ballet is doing 57 main stage performances this season, up from 44 last season. Well, Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast. The heat will just continue. Those details and how long it will last next.
All right, well, we had a lot of heat in Alberta, in Saskatchewan, northern BC, especially too. When you compare it to the rest of the country, that's where we have the hottest air mass at this point. And if you thought today was hot in Calgary, well, we're going to tack on another couple degrees for our daytime high tomorrow. So, yep. The heat is still building, and we're going to be in those 30s for daytime highs for the next couple of days. Many communities in southern Alberta already in the 30s for today, like Lethbridge, like Medicine Hat, Milk River, Brooks, Drumheller. All right, so earlier today we had a little bit of thunderstorm development along the mountains, but it's so stable here thanks to high pressure. It didn't really get to develop into anything at all, thank goodness. So we just had the sunshine today, a couple cloudy periods here and there in some areas. We have this ridge of high pressure that will be in place for the rest of this week. What we will see, though, is a little system push in from the states that will bring us some cloud cover in Calgary on and off. Couple times late Thursday and on parts of Friday as well, and then may even deliver some isolated showers to the far south on Friday. Outside of that, it's just a stable week. I'm going to play this through here and you can see, yep, some cloudy periods late Thursday for Calgary and in through the far south. and maybe even a couple isolated showers on Friday, as you can see here in the far south. But Calgary, again, it's quiet and it's hot. So heat warning criteria. There is a heat warning in place for the city of Calgary. 30 degrees is our high for the next couple of days, and our overnight low around 14 degrees. And that's just enough to spark that heat warning because we have 2 consecutive days of this. Okay, temperatures will regulate a little bit as we get a little more cloud cover Friday and Saturday. So we'll be at 27 for Friday, mid-20s for Saturday. We'll bounce back up closer to that 30 mark for Sunday. And then the heat will get cut by a system that will roll in and our weather pattern will change. So on Monday, a high of 24. Tuesday of next week, 22. So you can see what I mean by next week being significantly cooler than the excessive heat that we're getting this week. So enjoy this burst of summer while we have it.
Indeed. Danielle, thanks. A Calgary fighter is getting accolades from some heavy hitters. Next, the bare knuckle fighter who says he's been fighting his way from the bottom to the top. Calgary Airport's Charity Golf Classic has raised more than $350,000. The event was held at Pinebrook Golf and Country Club and featured a helicopter ball drop raffle. Money raised goes to Not in My City and the organization's efforts to end human trafficking in Canada. Country singer, music star, and Not in My City founder Paul Brandt was on hand for the event. Bare knuckle boxing goes back to the 17th century. The rules, however, have changed since to make it a safer sport. But make no mistake, you have to be tough to climb into the ring and fight without gloves. It's something one Calgarian has no problem doing. Here's Glenn Campbell.
Kamani Crawford is making his way up in the world of bare knuckle boxing.
You know, I think I found out the formula for success is just you got to train hard. And, you know, don't worry about the critics, just focus on you. This game is all about the individual, you know, so you just got to put everything into your craft, and then you'll come out on top.
The 33-year-old is now 2-0 after beating Montreal's Matt Sankelchuk in Edmonton on August 9th. The fight was a good one. The video went viral on social media.
He's a well-known fighter and formidable opponent. And so I got Fight of the Night. I got big recognition for that, and I put on a hell of a show. Probably one of the best fights of the year.
The more eyes that watch Crawford, the better it is. Conor McGregor reposted Crawford's first fight, and now he makes another impression in his second one. Crawford struggled as a youth, making some bad decisions. That's why his nickname suits him so well.
And that's why I call myself the king. You know, from the bottom to the top, from a peasant to a king, you know, watch the rise of a champion. And, you know, I started from nothing and I'm coming up. Hard work, dedication, true grit, resilience, and you'll get there.
The goal for Crawford is to take bare knuckle boxing as far as he can.
Oh, I want the belt. I want the top. I want to fight the best fighters in BKFC, and I want to prove myself against formidable opponents. I want war, and that's what everyone likes to see is the actions.
Crawford doesn't know when his next bare knuckle match will be, but down the road, he'd love to compete in Europe.
I saw that they're going to have a card out in Rome, and I felt like, you know, this is a gladiator sport. It would be awesome to fight in Rome, where the gladiators are known to be and all that.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Now, Crawford says he plans to continue to compete in regular boxing as well. He's working on getting an opponent for a show at the Chinese Cultural Center on October 4th. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.